The Lord is good and He's good all the time. Jesus Christ is coming again. In behalf of my family, to the Macaya family, our deepest condolence to the passing away of my late uncle, Gerrie Macaya. I'd like to share with you some excerpts from my journal dated September 29, 2002, 2:40 p.m., about 19 years ago. It was the first time I visited California, and it was my first time to see Uncle Gerrie Macaya in Loma Linda, California. He was there to pick me up from the Bowers residence in his nice SUV. And I remember his smile grinning from ear to ear. And I realized that America was generous to him. Case in point, he was well fed, super improved midsection, and his radiant, glowing smile on his face when we first met. Back then, I was 28 years old, single, skinny, and state-struck student. I thought America was a land of abundance. He was fortunate to be here in this great land. And I believe that America provided for him opportunity for his family to enjoy. If Uncle Gerrie decided to, if he had chosen to be in the politics, I would describe him to be a good congressman or representative. He was very good with people. He bonds easily with someone who shows willingness to come to the table with him, and also accommodating visitors. He was just easily friendly, easy to get along with. If he had chosen to be in politics, he would be a good congressman or representative, as I've said. But Auntie Phoebe will always be the House Speaker. If he had chosen to be in the military, I believe Uncle Gerrie will be a good general. But Auntie Phoebe will always be the president. If he was assigned, and he and his wife could probably be described in the animal kingdom, like for example, giraffe, Uncle Gerrie is the head, but Auntie Phoebe will always be the neck. Their bond together, their partnership, their husband and wife team impressed on me that Uncle Gerrie is a man of great responsibility and responsible. He would cook rice, he would cook food, he would wash dishes silently and sometimes whispering, and or probably, making a tune. He's always a man who is caring for the needs of others, very mindful, even though he had attained great things in his own life. September 30, 2002, Uncle Gerrie drove me to Universal Studios. But before that, we drove past some of our relatives' homes in Los Angeles. He talked to them. It's like watching a movie Godfather, whispering something to the ears of his people. And alas, I received a free plane ticket from California to Maryland from the late Auntie Ellen and back then Uncle June. They gave me that free ticket because Uncle Gerrie told them what I was needing. Sir Villan, one of those generous cousins of mine, throw away $100. Auntie Basing $100. Pastor Digdigan wrote check $100. And Auntie Wilma and Uncle Maning gave money, and Auntie Fanny gave money, $100 or something like that. And I realized that this man has a great influence among his cousins, his relatives, and he would be instrumental in calling Auntie Jubilee to update her of my situation in America. And I know he has been the real patriarch of the Lastimoso clan, so to speak, from the Fabian side. And Auntie Phoebe was always there willing to assist and help. And they're a good team together. And so I enjoyed my time in Universal Studios, and there I get to know Uncle Gerrie a little bit. He was fun-loving, considerate. He would just buy me food, and I loved it because that was the first time in America. He was just willing to spoil me of the fantasies and amusements of Los Angeles Universal Studios. During the time in my stay with them, I collected or gathered or was able to obtain about more than $2,000 just in the span of a few days of my 2-week stay in the United States of America. October 2, 2002, Uncle Gerrie and I went to Costco. We developed our photos from Universal Studios. He bought a pair of Levi's. That's my earthly desire, so to speak, when I was growing up. He would buy me that pair because he knows I love that kind of brand, not to promote that pants. So he bought me my favorite pants, Levi's, in Costco. And since my shoe size is not available, he bought me a Nike shoes, which is also a favorite of mine, for women, because there was no more time for us to go shopping because my schedule was tight and I'm flying to Maryland and come back and fly back to Loma Linda, to the Philippines, I mean. I am very grateful for this. And my last day, October 16, 2002, Wednesday, Uncle Gerrie woke up 3:35 a.m. and read it himself. Vivid in my mind. That person is a man of responsibility in action, considerate. He is thinking of others more than he's thinking of himself. He drove me to the airport. He helped carry my luggage. At that time, I was watching from the airport vantage point while he was waving goodbye. He didn't know that my tears inside of me and outside were flowing for his generosity and for the time he was with me. This is very fitting for a man to be given this testimonial. Uncle Gerrie was a very kind-hearted person, a wise father who desires reconciliation among his children, reconciliation, deep love for God, fear for God, and love for the family, love for fellowship, a loyal husband, a trustworthy counselor, a faithful member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church who has given his time, money, and efforts for the improvement of the church and the community in Lambuno, Iloilo, Philippines. A smiling, chuckling, yet humble soul. Uncle Gerrie, I believe God the Father has a place for you in his heart, and the resurrection morning assured. On a postscript reflection, during the time when my first marriage was rocky, Uncle Gerrie was praying, and also I believe he was trying to seek mediation. It's just that my first marriage did not work well. And I feel so bad that he did his best to do his part as a Christian, as a father, as an uncle to me. But rest assured that his efforts were not in vain. I remember his goodness. And my wife and I now, and our baby, and our coming baby will always be grateful to what he had done. It's written All is written in my journal. May God continue to bless you, those who are remembering Uncle Gerrie today. And God will always be with us. Let us be ready. There's no more time for us to be divided among us, faithful believers of the Lord. Let us press on. Let us be simple in our lives. Let us be selfless. Let's remember those who are sick amongst us, those who are struggling with diseases. This is the time to be fervently praying. It's a deathly hour. The world is deceived. We need to be ready. God, through His Son Jesus Christ, will take us home.